Yes, yes, please. Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Himalaya, how are you?
I'm good, sir.
Okay. So you are ready now?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
So please introduce yourself first.
My name is Himalaya Garg, sir, and I am been born in Bijnor, Western UP. It is a small district in Western UP where I did my formative years and where I spent my formative years and did my schooling. After that, I transitioned to Delhi, where I completed my chartered accountancy in the year 2022, securing exemption in 3 subjects. Presently, I am posted as an assistant accounts officer with the Delhi Development Authority, where I handle tasks like vendor disbursements, departmental financial reporting, etc. Both of my parents are teachers, currently working with the UP government. Apart from my professional life, I balance my life by morning jogs, playing badminton, watching movies. And apart from this, I also have an interest in international affairs. Sir.
Okay. So you are very much interested in international affairs.
Yes, sir. I do try to read information, news regarding international affairs.
So can you give your brief view regarding Ukraine and Russia war?
Surely, sir. Russia and Ukraine war has been a problematic issue since the USSR break into various countries in the 1990s, and it has been problematic since the last decade when when Russia attacked Crimea in the year 2014. Moreover, in the year 2022, the full-fledged war occurred between between Russia and Ukraine because of the main issue that Ukraine wants to join NATO, and Russia is very much against it because it is very much fearful of its own security. For the last 3 years, it's been 3 years now, the war is going on. Russia has acquired some of the territories of Ukraine and has done tremendous harm to the Ukraine territory. Ukraine, on the other hand, is, to be honest, majorly dependent on the aid from the European countries and mainly from the US government. Although with the coming of Trump government, this balance has shifted because the Trump government is pulling its hands, and which is causing a major dialogue between Ukraine and US. And there are expectations that they might reach Ukraine and Russia might reach a ceasefire in the coming few months.
As a peace-loving state, how India resolved
this Ukraine-Russia
war? Yes.
Sir, India for very long has maintained its statement that we won't interfere in the internal affairs of any other country. At the same time, India has maintained its stature as a peace-loving nation and who is always vocal for the human rights. So our Honorable Prime Minister has even raised the voice that this is not an era of war, and we should stop the war and it should be open for dialogue between both the countries because nothing has come out of war. This has been the stand of India for some time.
Okay. And why do you want to join ICOAS?
So ICOAS has particularly drawn attention of me because it offers me a perfect blend of firstly a group A service, a decent pay scale, and most importantly, it gives me a diverse opportunity across working in various ministries and departments. And secondly, sir, ICOAS is the field where I can leverage my financial expertise in working with the government, working not just with the government, in efficiently managing the government resources, which is the core mission of the ICOAS as well.
What is accounting standard does India follow? Which accounting standard does India follow?
Sorry, I said?
Which accounting standard does India follow?
There are various accounting standards, means big corporates follow Ind AS, which recently has been introduced in our country. With regard to the government sector, GFR rules are applicable on government sector, and mostly they follow accounting standard and has not been shifted towards the Ind AS, but mostly government follows the cash system of accounting, unlike the big corporates which follow the accrual system of accounting.
And what is balance sheet?
Balance sheet is basically the balance of if I say in a few words, it represents the financial position of the company. It represents the balance of assets and liabilities of the company, and it showcases the strength of the company as on the date of on a particular date.
What is performance audit?
Performance audit has been specific to the government organizations because it evaluates as to the performance, whether the money related to the government money has been efficiently utilized for the benefit of for the benefit it has been intended to be utilized, and the performance measures whether because performance audit basically it is not used in, although it is used in private sector as well, but it is mostly used in government sector to measure the efficiency and efficacy of the performance of the government unit or department.
Have you heard about forensic auditing?
Yes, I have very well heard about the forensic auditing. Forensic auditing is basically a different form of auditing, means away from the statutory or internal audit, where we try to uncover any cases of financial frauds or irregularities in a company. It is normally taken place when two companies are merging and due diligence is taken by the other company to uncover any fraud transactions or any liabilities and hidden liabilities in the company are there.
Okay. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
So my strengths are that I am a good team player and I do not stop. Maybe I do not know answer to something, but I do not stop my research and I only stop when I come back with the answer. That is my biggest strength. And my weakness, over the period of time that I have noticed, during my personal relations, I am not able to express my emotions very well as I should, and that's is something that I am working on currently. I do care about people a lot, but I am not good at expressing myself. So.
Okay. Any recent government policies that caught your attention?
Any recent government
policies that caught your attention?
Recent government policy would be, sir, recently government stopped issuing sovereign gold bonds because of the ballooning effect of the liability it has caused to the government. In 2015, government has introduced the sovereign gold bonds because it thought that people might divert their import, because it wants to restrict the import cost that it was incurring, and thought that government people might invest in it because it was giving an interest rate of 2.5%. But people did not invested in it to a major extent, mainly because I would say that it was not that marketable. But recently government stopped issuing the sovereign gold bonds because it was giving very much high debt to the government organization, finance ministry.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the education system in India?
Education system, if I look as a whole, there are various things that needs to be changed, and there are various good points as well. If I talk about the good points, our education system talks about the provides free education to poor people, which is a very good strength, good thing, because majority of our population is below the poverty line, and education is something which can upskill us and promote us from below poverty line to at least middle class society. And the thing which we need to change ourselves is that we need to shift from theoretical exposure to practical exposure. Our education system is mostly based on cramming, which needs to be changed to conceptual based clarity, which needs to be implemented in our education system as soon as possible.
Okay. What are the required quality of civil servants?
A civil servant should be firstly an honest person, ethical person, and who is more patient towards the people's problems, and who not only gets just a second, sir.
Okay. No problem.
Who can understand that he has also gone through those roads in his lifetime and should understand that should understand the ground realities of the people and should work on it. That should be the main requirements of a good civil servant.
Okay. Thank you. It's okay from my side.
Okay, Himalaya, when did you join the DDA?
Sir, I joined in September 2024. Sir.
Okay, before that, what were you doing?
So I was working at a CA firm where I dealt with income tax, audit, and for a brief period of time, I was also handling the investment advisory work as well.
Investment advisory.
Yes, sir.
What exactly you were doing in the investment advisory?
In the firm I was working on, it was a mid-sized firm, and the client that we were handling needed expertise relating to how to handle their money, how to better invest their money. Mainly, they were hesitant to invest their money of their own because they don't have that kind of expertise, and they need some kind of financial expertise, so that a person who has a financial expertise in that field can handle well their money.
Okay. So, if suppose a person who has just got retired has a corpus of 2 crore rupees,
Yes, sir.
how will you advise this person? Okay, just मैं ask question आपसे. Last time आपसे question पूछे थे ना इन्वेस्टमेंट वाले पे?
Yes, sir.
पूछे थे आपसे?
कौन सा सर?
इन्वेस्टमेंट वाले क्वेश्चन पूछे थे क्या प्रीवियस इंटरव्यू में आपसे?
एक पूछा था सर.
एक पूछा.
Almost same.
सेम क्वेश्चन. ओके, ठीक है, फाइन. Okay, so how will you suggest the person who has a fund of 2 crore rupees
Yes, sir.
to invest this money for the rest of the life at the age of 60?
Firstly, if he is a 60-year-old person, and I would like to know about his risk appetite and the investment horizon for which he would like to invest his money. Secondly, assuming that he is 60 years old and he will need a definite amount of money for his monthly expenditure, I would advise him to invest in fixed amount in bonds, so as to gain a fixed amount of income. For example, in saving account as well, or in liquid funds, to gain a fixed amount of income. Secondly, I would advise him to invest in gold ETF. Although I would have invested in sovereign gold bonds, but that have been discontinued by the government. I would advise him to invest in gold ETF for a certain period of time, because over a period of time, if we look for the last 30-40 years, gold has given at any point of time 10 to 11% of return each year on an average. If we look for at least 5 years of return. Thirdly, I would advise him to invest in AAA rated bonds, which offers returns more than FD, or FD as of date offers a return of roughly 6%. But AAA rated bonds offer returns of roughly 8 to 9%. And
can you name few AAA rated bonds?
AAA rated bonds, firstly, I would say treasury bonds, GSEC securities, government securities.
Are these liquidatable? Can we liquidate anytime?
No, I would not say they are anytime liquidatable, but we can sell them in the secondary market. They are we can readily sell them in the secondary market.
So you are suggesting that instead of keeping FD, we should keep the money in the AAA rated bonds?
Reason being that FD money is also blocked, and this money is also blocked, but this money offers at least 2 to 3% more return than FD. That's why I'm suggesting AAA rated bonds. We can also go for SDL bonds, state development loan bonds, municipal bonds, like recently Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation launched a bond.
Are these municipal bonds traded on the market, in the market?
They are not as liquid as government securities, but they offer a decent return, and most importantly, since they are issued by the state governments, they are highly secured. Although they don't enjoy the sovereign guarantee as enjoyed by the government securities.
Can retail investor directly purchase treasury bills?
Treasury bills, retail investors. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm not aware of.
Have you heard of RBI Retail Direct Scheme?
RBI Retail Direct
Scheme.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware of this.
Okay. In the financial markets, recently SEBI has constituted a committee.
Yes, sir.
For resolving the conflict of interest and other issues.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain what is the meaning of conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest generally arises when the promoters or the chairman or any such person, for example, the independent director, have a direct interest in the working of the company and may gain from the ups and downs of the company. This thing is not a good thing for the company, because it directly or indirectly.
Can you give some examples of
surely, sir,
such relations?
An independent director ought to be independent when it comes to the working of the company. He should point out any irregularities in the company. But for example, if he has holding the stocks of the company worth, for example, 1 crore or 2 crore amount, he is partially interested in the company, and that will somehow affect his judgment when it comes to any irregularities noticed in the company.
Okay. Recently, some cash was found in one of the judge's house.
Yes, sir.
So what is your opinion on that?
Recently, during a fire incident at one of the judges.
I'm asking, what is your opinion on that?
Okay, sir. Any instance of, although allegations of bribery and corruptions are involved in this case, any instance of bribery and allegations of corruptions should not crept in the judicial system of our country, because we always claim of independent judiciary in our country. So as to dispel this doubt, dispel this notion, even Supreme Court has instituted a committee to find out the truth regarding this issue. And since the matter is under prejudice, it's better I would refrain from speaking about this, because since the matter is under prejudice in the Supreme Court.
Okay. Now coming to investment advisory again.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between FDI and FPI? Tell me the criteria, exact criteria. I don't want the meaning, I don't want the differences. I want the criteria, exact criteria.
Sir, I am not aware of the exact numbers. I know the meaning of both the terms, but I am not aware of the exact numbers which defines as
Okay.
the definition.
Whether ECB is part of FDI or not?
External commercial borrowings, I don't think that will constitute a part of FDI, because FDI generally means directly investing in the business of a company, while ECB is basically a type of a loan. It is not an investment in the company, sir.
Okay. Are you aware about ADR, American Depository Receipts?
American Depository Receipts, if an Indian company raises funds from America, they can issue their
Okay, wait.
Okay.
जस्ट मैं बीच में फीडबैक दे रहा हूँ आपको, है ना?
Yes, sir.
मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि आर यू अवेयर अबाउट एडीआर?
Yes, sir.
सो आपका आंसर होना चाहिए कि यस सर आई एम अवेयर.
Okay.
Just this, ना?
ठीक है.
Because I had some other question in mind. I wanted to ask something else. I was not asking कि what is the meaning of ADR. ठीक है? So board members के mind में कुछ question होता है. तो before asking that question, they may ask you कि are you aware or not. If suppose you are aware, then I will ask the question. ठीक है? Okay. Are you aware about the ADR?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why we need to issue the ADR? What is the relevance of ADR basically?
When a company wants to raise the money, it normally does through the Indian markets itself by issuing IPO or FPO. But due to some restrictions, it can also raise money from the outside the India as well by issuing GDR or even ADRs, so as to leverage their.
But why we have to go for ADR? Why don't companies directly go and list in the foreign stock exchange?
I'm not aware of the real reason behind this, sir.
Okay. And what is the difference between ADR and GDR?
ADR is something which is issued in the American stock exchange, but global depository receipt is normally which is used in terms of European market, or away from the ADR, means away from the American market, apart from the American market basically.
Are you aware about P notes, participating notes?
Participating notes, I am not able to recall right now, sir. I have studied about it, but I am not able to recall.
Okay. Are you aware about IFSC authority?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I am aware of it.
Okay. What is the role of IFSC authority as compared to SEBI?
So when we talk about SEBI, the role of the SEBI is to regulate the securities market in India, while the IFSC has been specifically designed to regulate the foreign investments in India.
So we can get the foreign investment through SEBI only. Why we need to set up separate gift city?
No, you are absolutely right. We can get the direct investment from SEBI itself, But IFSC, if I talk about IFSCA, this institute has been specifically designed to, firstly, it has no legal authority. It has legal authority in India. When it comes to taxability matters, it has no taxability jurisdiction in India. India wants to attract investment from foreign funds without wanting them to fear of the taxation matters in India. So that capital will remain in India, but although they can enjoy benefits of the foreign.
Okay. In your DDA, you told about profile of vendor disbursement.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the entire process, step by step? How do you proceed for the vendor disbursement?
Surely, sir. When I talk about vendor disbursements, we talk about payment to vendors regarding the services or goods we have procured from them. When we need to procure goods from the vendor, we firstly a purchase order needs to be raised, and we see whether the person is authorized to raise the purchase order or to approve the purchase order. If we have to purchase the goods, we need to.
No, you are talking about the entire ordering and everything. I'm asking about disbursement aspect only.
Okay.
Because in the disbursement, after the goods have been delivered or service has been completed or some advance has to be paid, then only you will be responsible for this.
Yes, sir.
So tell me your role, exact role, where this role starts, where it ends, and what are the checkpoints?
Okay, sir. I work in cash means department of DDA. Cash means
MEANS.
MAINS. Sir.
Cash means okay.
Yes, okay. Where the work of cash means department is to handle any payment related to DDA, and when I say payment, any payment related to DDA, it could be salary payment as well or any other payment.
Okay.
Basically, it is the last leg of DDA before the money goes out of the DDA. So when it comes to vendor disbursement, we check whether the goods have been adequately received, because we will be provided with in DDA everything is manual. Hardly any file is in system based, and we will see whether the proper voucher is attached with the vendor disbursement file, whether the goods have been received or the service have been received by us. We will see whether proper approval has been provided from the department who has raised the requisition. If all the checks have been met, then we will proceed with the payment aspect. We will in the next stage we will see whether the checks have been made for the exact amount for the.
It is still paid through checks only.
Yeah, it is
not through net banking.
Hardly net banking, but in major.
Why is it so? I mean, such a big organization. Why DDA is not implementing ERP, SAP, something?
That has been a point of contention in DDA, and that is why the system is very slow as compared to any other private firm that I have worked in. The reason is there are too many departments in DDA. If I talk about the departments, there are roughly 80 to 85 departments, and if for example, if you have to get a permission in DDA, you have to walk through at least 10 to 15 departments. So getting a job done is not that easy in DDA. Secondly, if you even get approval in DDA, sometimes a person gets transferred to some other department, and then entire process gets stuck. So that is one of the main reasons. Although we have e-office in our system where we handle files, but still there are many things that needs to be done in terms of technological advancement. That's why.
Okay. So in the payment disbursement, what checks you check?
Firstly, that amount is equal to the amount that we are paying to the vendor is same as the amount that has been approved by the approving authority. The amount needs to be same. Secondly, we are not making any double payment to that same vendor.
How would you ensure that there is no double payment?
We will check that there are no dual vendor entries in our system to ensure that the double payment is not made.
Which software you use for accounting?
Tally only we use.
Okay, Tally only.
Yeah,
In
Tally.
such a big organization, how many employees you have?
Right now, DD has more than 5,000 employees.
And you are still using Tally only for
Yes,
accounting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, so for duplicate payment, you check the entries in the system.
Yes, sir. Any
Okay.
ghost vendor is there in the system, or whether the payment has been made from our bank statement. We also check our bank statement whether
Okay.
any debit is there of that same amount. That is how we check that whether any duplicate payment is made to the same vendor.
How do you check the authenticity of vendor invoices? Is there a user department which is checking this?
So the main work of cash means department, if I talk about, is to make the final payment. So
Right. So you get the invoices after checking by the user department.
yes, sir. They verify that they have received the goods or services, and they verify that this is the invoice and that we need to pay. We only check that the amount is same and the amount is getting credited to the same vendor.
Okay. What are the CVC guidelines regarding vendor disbursement?
Guidelines regarding.
Okay. Any
Not
GFR that you use for while making the vendor payment?
So GFR rules 2017 are applicable to DDA, and with regard to the vendor payment, we ensure that the vendor is same. We only make the payment once we receive the goods and services. That is one of the guidelines issued by GFR 2017.
Who issues the GFR?
GFR is issued by the Finance Ministry, sir.
Okay. So you are following the rules of the government, right?
Yes, sir.
You are doing the government accounting. Are you following accrual based or cash based system?
So we follow cash-based system only.
Cash based system.
Yes.
It is completely cash based system of accounting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you aware about government accounting standards?
Sir, I have read about government accounting standards.
How many we have?
As far as I know, there are 9 government accounting standards. I am not entirely sure, sir.
9 or 6?
As
How
I
many
said,
of these are applicable, notified, and how many not yet?
Sir, I am not entirely
Okay,
sure.
just check it once.
Yes.
Have you noticed any kind of fraud or any such kind of lacuna while making the vendor payment during your tenure?
Surely, sir. There are instances where even my seniors have made me understand that there may occur a situation where fraud may crept in our system. The problem with the system is we have manual system, and we are responsible for recovery of ground rent and conversion charges. And when we check the ground rent or conversion charges, we also check whether the person has made the actual payment, and that actual payment could have been made by him like 10 or 15 years back. But 10 or 15 years back, we can't access the bank passbook of that time, bank statement basically of that time. So our only means of checking the accuracy or reliability of that transaction is the cash book. And cash book is something that is manually written in DDA at that time.
Okay, right.
Today it is Excel based, but at that time it was manually written.
Today also it is Excel based.
Yeah,
not tally based.
No. Even today it is Excel based only. That is point, sir. And so there may certain situations we can experience situations where some person has made a fraudulent entry in the system, and we can't even know whether that entry is even genuine or not.
Do you use Excel
In DDA, sir?
anywhere in the past? Have you used?
Yes, sir. I have used Excel.
What is the use of pivot table?
Pivot table is basically used to make a summarized statement of a table. Is basically a summarized form of any table to gain a quick understanding of anything.
Okay. You also mentioned that you contribute in departmental financial reporting.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me few important parameters in your financial reporting?
So when I say that I contributed in departmental financial reporting, I meant to say that I prepared the monthly.
MIS.
No, sir. Monthly statements. They basically BRS, bank reconciliation statements of all the accounts dealt by the cash means department
Using Excel.
using Excel. Since the accounts dealt by the cash means is roughly 70 to 80 accounts, it takes a whole lot of time to deal with this issue. So I was talking about basically the bank reconciliation statement that we used to deal with.
Okay. How do you check the budget, when you were making the vendor payment?
Yes, sir.
How do you arrange the funds? Means, are these funds available in your bank account? Or how do you ensure that whatever funds are available in your bank account, those are not lying idle? At the same time, you have enough fund for making the payment. What is the system of budgeting and everything for day-to-day transactions?
Surely, sir. Our system of cash means we work in hand with the accounts main department, where our work is to make the vendor disbursement, while our work of accounts main department is to manage the funds, so that the funds is available at all the times in our accounts. So when a file is moved from one department, for example, ours is the vendor disbursement department, and when a file is moved approving the payment at that time itself, and when it comes to us, it takes roughly 3 to 4 days because it's a manual process. It has to go through 3 or 4 departments. At that time itself, when it is approved by the appropriate department,
Is there any upper limit of payment?
In what, sir?
Time limit. Upper time limit of payment, like within how much time you have to make the payment?
No, sir. As such, I am not aware, sir.
So is there any scope of corruption there? Because of delayed payment, there may be.
There have been instances of various delayed payment where I have noticed that payments have been delayed for like months, and it has in instances caused financial loss to DDA as well when we were on the receiving end of the funds, because even vendor does make a delay in the payment, and we are also on the receiving end of the fund. We also incur losses.
Why? Still, why? How this happened? Why it was not traced timely?
Because of the manual process as such. If funds are not there, it has to be ideally. If funds are not there, it has to be actually intimated to the accounts main department instantly. But the file goes on for like 3, 4, 5 days, and the funds are not arranged. That's why vendor files are also stuck in the between.
So your department is not doing must be doing something for overcome this, implementing some automatic system, some SAP or.
So file has been, as I said, sir, file has been moved. In fact, DD has also mentioned to Finance Ministry so that we can get access to PFMS system. But since the PFMS system is very much only available to those departments which receive grants or funds from the government, and since DD is an autonomous body, we do not receive any grants or funds. We are not eligible.
You are completely self-dependent.
Yes, sir. We are autonomous body. Okay. We don't receive any funds from the government.
Okay. You mentioned about ground rent and conversion charges.
So
can you please explain the meaning of ground rent?
Ground rent, when DDA construct the building, it takes the land from the central government. There are 3 types of lands in DDA, 3 types of accounts in DDA. Nazul 1, the lands which were acquired before the independence era. Nazul 2, which were acquired after independence era. And GDA, basically it is the personal account of DDA, and construction activity takes place in GDA itself. We take the land from the Nazul 2 account from the central government to construct on this land, and ground rent is something which is claimed by central government because they are providing their land, so they are claiming rent on the land they are providing.
So you collect it from the user and give it to the
central government.
Central government. Okay.
Conversion charges, on the other hand, is something which is the property of DDA. Conversion charges is to convert the property from leasehold to freehold property. It is credited to the Urban Development Fund of the DDA, and where the use of Urban Development Fund is to use it for the development of Delhi.
So right now, is DDA in surplus or deficit?
As of last year, it was in surplus, but previous year it was in deficit, because last year we have received a maximum sum because of the high sales in residential property. That's why we were in surplus last year.
Okay, fine.
What do you mean by PSUs?
PSUs. When we talk about PSU is an acronym for public sector undertaking. The role of government is for social empowerment of the public as well, where it provides jobs to public in the sectors things are necessary for the development of the nation. That's why government open companies in the insurance sector, finance sector, oil sector, and various other sectors.
Were all the PSUs successful?
No, sir. Many PSUs are there which are running in losses, and many PSUs are there which are which are highly profitable as well, sir.
So why do you think some of them became sick industries?
So, firstly, we have to understand the reason behind opening a PSU. A PSU is opened for the social development of a country and for providing jobs as well, because it is the sole property of sole responsibility of the government to provide jobs to public at large. So sometimes PSUs are open at places where ideally it should not be open. If I talk from financial perspective, but they are open there to provide jobs to the public. It may run in losses, so that it might run in losses. For example, if I talk about one of the PSUs, BSNL, the main work of BSNL is to provide connectivity in remote areas. If I talk about the private sector may not go in remote areas because they might not earn profits in those areas, but it is the responsibility of the government to provide network connectivity even in the remotest of the area. That's why it is incurring losses there.
That means even though PSUs are making losses, it is good for the country.
I won't say, sir, it is good for the country, because there are two sides of the same coin, two sides of a coin. Firstly, PSUs, it is, as even the government has said, it is not the work of the government to win the business. The work of the government is to govern the people, but at the same time, to provide services which are not financially viable for the private sector. It is the responsibility of the government to provide services in those sectors.
What are the other factors apart from the business opportunities in the remote areas? What are the other factors which led to sick industries?
So other factors which led to sick industries is firstly I would say the red tapeism. I won't deny that, because the bureaucracy and in coordination between various departments, it is one of the reasons that there are sick units in our country. Because if we talk about the private sector, they can take the decisions without worrying about anything else. However, in the government sector, there are too much of control and accountability. When I say every decision has to will be questioned by the parliamentary committees at the end of the day. So people hesitate while taking the decision, and it sometimes leads to slip of various good opportunities in the market. That's why many units become sick.
Suppose you are posted in a PSU,
Yes, sir.
but it is not performing as it is expected as per the market standards. How do you calculate what kind of cost it is incurring on the government of India?
Okay, sir. Firstly, I will, being a PSU, I will understand the field in which it is operating, the mechanics behind it, the processes it is dealing with, and why it is sick. As you said, it is a sick unit. Why it is becoming sick in the recent past, and what are the factors responsible for it. Secondly, if I am posted in PSU and being as a civil servant, I would like to find out whether the PSU is incurring cost to provide jobs to the people or working in the social empowerment sector of the public, and I would try to minimize the cost as much as possible to avoid the cost overruns and time overruns.
What are the various methods? Which parameters you take to minimize the cost?
Okay, I would firstly analyze whether what is the reason of the cost overruns in the industry. Secondly,
Let us say like fertilizer industry.
okay,
Take example, and can you calculate what are the leakages in that industry and where we can ensure the cost can be minimized?
sir, since you mentioned the fertilizer industry, our government provides a huge subsidy on the use of fertilizer in our country, and when it comes to providing subsidies, there naturally comes an element of corruption in that sector. So I will definitely look into it, that what could be the possible implications of leakages. Firstly, I would try to enhance that as much as direct bank transfer of subsidies is there, so as to plug those leakages. Secondly, I would like to see as to whether the correct person is benefited by the schemes provided by the government. That is something I would like to implement in the PSU.
All right. What is mark to market accounting?
So mark to market accounting is basically the type of accounting where at the end of the day our financial accounts are shown at the fair value, and any difference is being transferred to the P&L account so as to provide a correct picture to the users of the financial statement. Our cost of acquisition might be 100 rupees, but at the end of the day, if the value of the shares fall to 70 rupees, we have to show it to 70 rupees so that the users of financial statement can know that the company is currently in loss of 30 rupees. It gives a clear and more understandable picture to the users of financial statements.
Is there any other accounting method apart from this one?
Sir, the accounting method earlier used in accounting standard was to show at the cost only, and to show the currently Ind AS that we are following right now. We use the method of fair value concept, where although we used to show it at 70 rupees, but the remaining 30 rupees we used to show in other comprehensive income, instead of profit and loss, because currently we have not booked our income, and that's why 30 rupees is shown as a part of other comprehensive income.
Okay. What is net worth of a company?
So when I talk about the net worth of a company, it basically means the value of a company as on the date. If I talk about in simple terms, it basically means the assets minus the liabilities of the company, the portion of the company that the value, the shareholders value of the company, basically it means shareholders funds is basically the net worth of the company.
In India, generally, the awareness about the security market is very low.
Yes, sir.
Why is it so?
So even today, people are hesitant to invest in the securities market because of the colloquial understanding that once you invest in securities market, your money will drown, or it's a gamble kind of situation. People still have that kind of tendency. However, SEBI on the other hand has come out with various policies and schemes to make people aware of the new thought processes, like the mutual fund schemes, where there is risk involved, but at the same time you get the benefit of the financial expertise of the various professionals. So people must come out and invest in the securities market. Secondly, which I think coming from a small town, which I think is people even today would like to deal in cash as compared to the bank. People prefer dealing in cash. They think that any amount that they earn will be theirs, but if they deal in through banking transactions, they have to pay income tax, GST, and other types of taxes, and they try to avoid that type of situation. This mindset needs to evolve, I think, in the long run. So,
All right. What is the difference between tax planning and tax evasion?
okay, so if I talk about tax planning, sir, tax planning is basically reducing our tax liability, at the same time following the tax provisions of our constitution or our laws. There is there is nothing illegal when it comes to tax planning. For example, one can earn 10 lakh rupees and invest 1.5 lakhs in ATC, 25,000 ATD. It is proper tax planning so as to invest something, at the same time reducing your tax liability without anything being illegal. While tax avoidance or tax evasion, as you said, is basically avoiding paying tax, which ideally you should have paid by converting into black money or any illegal means, so as to avoid paying the tax. It could be through money laundering or any other means.
All right. Thank you.